Okay, we have arrived at the famous Flying J here in Rock Hill, South Carolina. There's always a bunch of trucks parked straight ahead where lazy people park. Should I be one of those lazy people? Well, it's a lazy Saturday here. Not much going on at this Flying J. So that means I'm going to bed. Gotta get up early and make it the rest of the way into Florida to Fort Pierce, and then Monday morning we'll be going the rest of the way down to Miami. Have a good night. If you're just joining us, we're on a trip from Ohio to Miami. Notice the difference in the foliage here in South Carolina. Here is where we join 95 and merge onto the interstate, which takes us directly southbound to our final destination. Yes, it's totally green here. Much greener than Ohio, where we picked this up from. I don't think I talked about what we were hauling. We're hauling duct work. D-U-C-T, duct, which is very light. Well, we're here in Brunswick, Georgia, and everyone complains when I complain, but yeah, I got a complaint. I stopped here to go to Subway, and so did 2 buses. So that place is absolutely jam-packed full of teenagers, so I couldn't get a sandwich at Subway. But I did get a good gas station sandwich, so I was going to share some with the birds out there. Lots of birds here in Georgia, enjoying our parking lot. But let's get going, and we don't have too much longer. 280 miles to Fort Pierce. 30-minute break is over. And it's that time of year, folks. Because of the warm weather, we have all these tourists traveling. And I assume that's what those buses were. I don't know. Teenagers are usually like, I don't know where they're going, but everyone in the South right now, because it's so nice down here, there's a lot of people in the South. There's usually some awesome trucks parked back here. I don't see any right now, but anyway, that's a good place for truck spotting right here. Just not today. But there is bus spotting coming up. We'll see 2 big buses in a second.
In 1,000 feet, turn right on US 17 and a half. Take the entrance to the right in 850 feet.
Here's an interesting black Peterbilt. And there's our buses.
500 feet, turn right on
Carolina Travel and Tours.
the entrance to the right in 850 feet.
You know what? To keep the grumbling going, across the street at Flying J, there's 2 Greyhounds. So, I guess if I would have gone there, I would have the same complaint.
In 700 feet, take the entrance to the right on
I'll bet you this, the teenagers smell better than the Greyhound people. If you've been on a Greyhound bus lately, you know what I mean. It's just, a friend of mine just went on one and he could barely stand the smell. I don't know what, it seems like maybe Greyhound could maybe hand out little deodorant packets or something to their traveling guests. I don't know. Maybe perfume for the women and cologne for the men. I don't know what it is about Greyhound that attracts the lowest of low. In terms of smell factor. Well, let's leave the bus people behind and get on the highways and byways. Here on the 95 southbound
58 miles.
towards South Florida. Well, we just got to the agricultural station here in Florida, the first one. And let's see if they're interested in what we're hauling. Probably not, but we'll see. Duct work. Well, they were a little bit. Usually they just wave us through.
Good morning, I'm Bill. When I'm not moving trailers or at home building or fixing stuff, you can find me watching Adventures in Trucking with Indiana Jack. Stay tuned.
Okay, we're possibly going to have a change of plans. Just because we ran into some tremendous winds. And I I don't have any weight on. It's almost like I'm empty. So we're going to check out this brand new Flying J. See if there's any parking here. See if it's only locals parking. And we'll just drive the rest of the way in the morning. We only have to the customer 142 miles. So if we get up at 5, 6, 7, 8, they don't open till 8:30, we're doing good. And it's really not a bad storm or anything, it's just heavy winds. But not the kind of winds that blow you over, because it's headwinds. So I could see my fuel going. And plus I've wanted to see this new Flying J. So a whole bunch of different things. Looks like there's some parking places, but only singles left. This Flying J is desperately needed, I'll tell you. All right, you're seeing it for the first time also. Yeah, let's pick a noisy reefer to park next to. Perfect. We made it. Not with flying colors, but we made it. That is interesting. That guy carries extra mud flaps with him. I guess that way if he ruins a mud flap, he has one. He's got 4 of them up there. I might buy one from him. I need one. You know, that one I have on my trailer has holes in it, so. Huh. You see all kind of weird things out here. I mean, I've heard guys putting them, having maybe 1 or 2, they'll put them in their upper bunk or something, but he carries them right up front. let's see what's in this Flying J. That had to be the best Flying J that I've ever been to. The most clean, the most organized, the most stocked, everything. But now we got to taste the food because it was a little different. Everything's different here. They had a different way of presenting the food, and the food looked different, so let's go taste it now. That's the real test if you're comparing the food. We're here in the executive dining room here in my truck, and we're going to give this a taste. The presentation is good. It looks good. It's different. I like it most of all that they have broccoli, and I'm a big fan of broccoli. I try to eat a lot of vegetables when they're available. They had corn in there, but they didn't have green beans. I like those things also. It's good. They don't have the ketchup on it here like they have at all the other Flying J's, but it's still good. Tastes like good old-fashioned meatloaf. All right, I'm going to finish my dinner here, and we will see you in the morning on our way into Miami. Good morning. It's been 10 hours since I last talked to you. Regarding the food last night, just really quick, it was really good, but it was different. It had like a vinegar taste to it. And like if you go to a normal Flying J or Pilot that has PJ Fresh food there, it tastes like it was cooked at Cracker Barrel. But the food here tastes like it was cooked at a fancy restaurant. You know, so it's just a little different spices and stuff they used on it. It was good, but I prefer the Cracker Barrel tasting food. Good morning. Hey, let's get going. Got 3 hours to drive before we get to our location.
I'm Private Alexander, Camp Casey, Korea, and you're watching Adventures in Trucking with Indiana Jack.
We are 1.6 miles from our delivery, way down in the south of Florida. And I confess I did not look at this on the satellite view like I normally do. And so it will be a surprise to me. I love surprises. To me, I think it's probably a job site. These kind of materials usually are a job site. Wow, Swifty's going fast this morning. But it might not be a job site, I don't know. So we'll have to look really careful because there's not a lot of turnaround places. Sure enough, models open now. I'll bet this is the place. Because what we have are building materials. 19425. Yep. My spider senses were right. And we'll follow the contractors' vans. All the electricians and air conditioning people and plumbers. Here in South Florida, we've made it a half hour early from our pickup in Ohio a few days ago. So we'll be getting right back to you as we get organized here in South Florida.
I gotta get Brandon to pour them. Those are the bathrooms. ACs, right? The condensers for the clubhouse?
They're all of it, yes.
What if not the clubhouse? But there's a whole bank right there at the north wall of the clubhouse.
That's what you tell me. If Bobby's coming here now, we're gonna get the whole fucking deal from him.
I can show you 4 fucking
I want
condensers. Right there.
I don't care about that.
Well, we're at the right place. They had a few choice words for me. Us drivers are always so welcome at job sites. They don't have any way to pull the load off the back of my semi, like with a long rope or something, so we're waiting for a guy to come over here and supervise the unloading. Here in South Florida, at this beautiful future golf course resort and homestead here. Okay. The bosses got here, and they were actually expecting me, so all is good. And according to them, there's a real easy way to get out of here. Do we trust other people to tell us, as truck drivers, an easy way to get out? And they're all drinking coffee. And let's just back it up a little bit right here so people can get in and out of this driveway. This is good. All right, we're getting out of here. That clubhouse, I guess, has a lot of drama in it right now. One contractor hates the other contractor, hates the other contractor. The plumbers, I guess, dug the holes for the main sewage outlet, and the pipes missed each other by that much. By about 10 feet, the way they described. So now they're going to have to put a whole new pumping system in. Otherwise, the sewage will just keep piling up because the pipes don't meet. I don't know if I turn right here or we better go straight. So that has caused this whole project to be months behind. So they're all upset. Okay, we're on track. He said literally they're going to install a pump so that as the sewage comes in, it's going to have to be pumped up to that second level to be pumped out. Craziest thing in the world. Please don't tell me there's an island here. No, okay. So that's the drama back there. Every place you go has drama. But I'll bet you anything, this drama cost a lot of money. Expensive drama. Once again, honest to goodness, these are not Pilot Flying J commercials. What a great pilot this is. I mean, that Flying J last night was the best Flying J I've ever been in. And this pilot was the best pilot I've ever been in. So the other truck stop chains are going to have to really try to reach the bar higher. What is that Celadon doing? He's going around and going in the fuel island again. So yeah, they're gonna have to really, I don't think there's a truck stop chain that can match the two truck stops that I just mentioned. Thank you, Pilot Flying J, for trying to make our lives better as truck stop patrons. We recognize that as drivers.
In 500 feet, turn right on US 27.
All right, we're getting on 27 here. 27 goes straight up. Hopefully there will be some scenery around Lake Okeechobee, maybe even an alligator or two. A lot of sugar down here, sugar fields, sugar cane. Hold on. Oh, that wasn't that bad. All right, sit back, relax, on our way to Polk City, Florida. Okay, we made it home. Old Red and I are where we belong. For now, anyway. I'd like to thank you for riding along with me. We've had quite a journey the last 2 weeks. I'm Indiana Jack. Remember, trucking really is an adventure. Thanks for riding along. I'm gonna finish my dinner here. Blah, blah. Pilot that has BJ Fresh Food. Their food tastes like it was cooked at I can't think of the name of the restaurant. It's my favorite restaurant. It tastes like it was cooked at Cracker Barrel, but the food